What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. That's it, guys. I'm calling it game over. I'm finally done with the champion training tournament. You're finally done with the champion training tournament. Krisk is finally coming home. Welcome to the Monday kickoff, guys. In today's video, we're gonna have a look at everyone's favorite game mode starting tomorrow. I'm gonna explain you if we have personal rewards or no. We're gonna have a look at the rewards as well. We're gonna have a look at the global ranks and at my personal bracket for the champion training tournament. And I gotta tell you, man, the global leaderboard is just like mind-blowing, okay? The amount of points you're gonna see in there is crazy. I'm gonna walk you through everything that I used during this champion training tournament and how much everything roughly costed me. Was it worth it for me to actually go and grab a champion like this? Or is it better off if you're actually pulling shards and praying to get a champion, right? We're gonna have a look at how is better for players, you know? Before we move over to talk about all that, I want to give you a massive warning, okay? So it's the end of the financial year all around. That kind of explains why Plarium had so many events, decent events, in the last few weeks, okay? So we had the Krisk champion training tournament. We have the Fusion that just started before the end of the month. A lot of offers discounted like speed gear, cruel gear, tons of offers for energy, and all this. We had so many different offers overall. We had a crazy 10x with Tranda, Leorius, and whatever else we had. I can't even remember. Kendraphone. We had a guaranteed 1+1. Sorry, not a guaranteed. We had a 1+1 champions from Ancient Shards. Well, tomorrow is the CVC. We normally have a 10x during it or a guaranteed event, okay? So since we have the 2x Sacreds this week, I would not be surprised if we're actually seeing a guaranteed event from Sacred Shards starting tomorrow. The end of the financial year, they want to grab as much money as possible and run away to look good in their papers, right? I would expect some sort of guaranteed event starting during this CVC. I might be wrong, and we might just have a 10x. Nothing has been confirmed by them just yet. That's kind of another thing that makes me think, well, usually they're not announcing these guaranteed events. They're just kind of like surprise most of the times, and they're telling you, we just intended it to be a surprise, you know? So I just wanted to kind of like give you a quick warning. Clan versus clan starting tomorrow, guys. If we're gonna have a look at the personal rewards, your clan will get this if you're actually winning the CVC. This seems like they're never changing, which is fine. If we're gonna have a quick look at the clan rewards, I'm always checking the gear sets. You know, that's kind of like the main thing why I'm coming here and looking. We have 2 pieces of crit damage and we have a reflex. Not the best gear sets to get from there, but honestly, I barely keep any of these pieces. Like, since the CVC is out, maybe I kept 2 to 3 pieces, and they're not even that amazing overall, you know? So that's kind of it in terms of a clan versus clan. Are we ready for the bracket? I haven't collected my Krisk just yet, because that will give me points in the CVC tomorrow. So maybe you want to hold on it as well. So if we're going to go at the champion training tournament. Now, I got to say, I was one of the lucky guys, okay? In the first couple of days, bang, I made 150k points. I kind of demoralized my entire group. Nobody else decided to go against it. But other people out there, which we're going to check in the global leaderboard, they had to go to an extreme amount of points, okay? Because they had a massive challenge in their bracket. So I have my turtle right there. Can't wait to collect him, level him up and all that. But check this global out. I gotta say, I kind of like underestimated the global leaderboard. I kind of said it's gonna reach around 400k, 580k top 1, 517, 450, 420, 417, 409, 396, 396, 382, 377. That's up to top 10, which is pretty damn crazy. Hell, Hades, he got his Krisk as well, 409k. Constantine actually gave up. We've seen it pretty early, but that was a crazy fight in between them two. You see, I didn't had this sort of fight, and I know it's tons of fun. It's good for content. A lot of people like to watch it and engage into it, but in a way, I'm glad that I didn't have anything like that, because that would have meant that I gotta stay 7 days in front of the computer grinding campaign, you know? And the Raid Shadow Legends helper was down for a very, very long time. If we're gonna have a look all the way to the bottom, 223k for the last person in the global top 100. I thought that this will get at around 180k. I definitely underestimated this as well. So if you're thinking about it, how much money they had to spend, all these people? Man, it's crazy. I don't know how much each one of them spent, but I'm gonna walk you through everything that I spent in order to reach 150,000 points, okay? So basically, I used a lot of 4-star chickens. I haven't used any of the 5-star chickens, but I used around 150 4-star chickens, and I used the 2-star chickens and the 3-star chickens. I think 2-star I had like 60, and the 3 stars I had like 110 or something like that. I haven't used any feasts. I haven't used any barrels, you know. I used around 800 brews, you know. I used around 400 magic, 200 from the rest. Maybe I used more than 800, but it's around there, 800 to 900. I managed to make quite a few 6 stars, so I'm gonna count quickly the 6 star for you guys. Then we're gonna go on a calculator where we're gonna input the value for everything, just kind of to get a price roughly of how much this costed, you know. So if we're gonna go all the way down here, the 6 stars that I made are 2 Royal Guards, the Husks, we made this champion right here, and all these champions are level 40 plus, except this dude. I think these 2 legendaries, they weren't included in my first 6-star run here. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 21 6-star champions. That's how many I made. You see, I leveled up a few of them. Yeah, that's it. 21 6 stars is fairly decent for that amount of points. But what actually really gave me the points, guys, was making all these 5-star chickens, you know. So I made around 100 to 120 5-star chickens, roughly around there. Of course, I opened some shards in order to get some food. I had a lot of food prepared from before in terms of 3 stars, level 30s, level 40s. That was prepared before the champion training tournament actually started. So it's going to be a bit harder for me to kind of like calculate that in. But if we're going to go in the vault, I actually managed to max my entire vault, all the dupes at level 50, all the epics that I'm keeping for the faction guardians, or I'm keeping a copy of each one of them at level 40. So that actually used a lot of energy. But I'm going to give you kind of like the final number of how much energy I used, how many chickens. I haven't used any gems actually. Just kind of like to give you an idea how much it costed you all. Was it easier for you to just buy 100 void shards and go and open a Krisk on a 10x? Hell no. Because sometimes you can open thousands of shards and still not get the 10x champion. So when it's a good champion, guys, and you're kind of hoping to get like, I don't know, to get that champion, and it's kind of like guaranteed in a way, like you gotta fight for it, right? It was a whale war, but it's better to try and do it like that. So I used around 65k energy. Maybe it was in between 60k to 70k, but I put a middle ground in there. That costed me exactly $325 around there. So you're paying $100 per 20k energy. So that's the fair price right there. In terms of brews, I used around 800. Now, it's a bit different. Chosen's value is different than mine, so I actually adjusted my own value. I used around 800 brews, around $24 if you stay to buy them. Probably this is at a discounted price to say like that, because there are not many selling so cheap, you know. Now, in terms of the chickens, I actually forgot about the 2-star and 3-star chickens. We're going to adjust the price for that in a second. But I used around 150 4-star chickens, and I definitely do not value them at more than $1.5 per chicken, you know. So that kind of comes at $225. Of course, I haven't purchased them now. These are coming from a lot of mini mix packs, and maybe other offers with shards. Maybe we had some in the past, like Black Friday offers and all these sort of offers, and they just added up during the time. So I haven't actually went and paid this amount of money right now to buy all those 4-star chickens, you know. If we're talking about ancient shards, during this week I opened 90 ancient shards for the 1+1 legendary event, you know. That gave me more food. Now, if you're gonna ask me, but how many shards you actually opened before? Probably 200 to 300 shards that I opened before, and I had a lot of 4-star chickens like epics leveled up at 40, 3-star chickens leveled up at level 30. So that added up. But with all the energy that I had, I maxed my vault. I made all those chickens that you guys saw. And of course, I started with a lot of them from leveling up 2-star champions, getting them to rank 3. Probably I made, I don't know, 500 to 600 of 3-star chickens from the 2-star champions. Or maybe not that many, but definitely 300 of them. I think 500 is a bit too much. But maybe 300 3-star chickens from the uncommon champions. And that's kind of like adding it all up. Now, personally, I put 0 value for 2-star chicken and 3-star chicken because they're coming from tournaments, okay? So if you're gonna ask me about their actual value, how much I would actually pay for these chickens, would be probably like that, right? So I said I had around 60, I think I said, or 90, I can't remember, and 110 of this, right? So this is kind of like the price. But honestly, since they're coming in the easy brackets for tournaments, the small amount of points for the reward, I really don't value them at all. I would not pay a single penny to buy any of those chickens. So overall, I kind of paid, let's just say, £764. I don't see it that I actually paid as much. The cost that I'm actually seeing through it is the 325 what I paid for the energy. Since the rest of the things, they always came as bonuses in different packs that I purchased for energy or for shards, and not directly spending money on buying just the chickens, if you guys know what I mean. So I would say a fair price, let's just say it costed me $350 to $400. Now, if you're gonna go and think about buying the best pack in the game in terms of void shards, is the string, the big string that comes at $240, 77 void shards, okay? Now, if I'm gonna buy even the twice that pack, that's a bit under $500, that barely gives me 150 void shards, guys. Now, the chance to pull a champion from shards is a 1%, including from voids. There's so many that if you want to pull a Krisk, probably you have a 0.02% or something like that from void shards, you know? And yeah, it's definitely worth it to go and engage in a whale fest like this if your bracket doesn't make you completely break the bank. I feel like even if you're gonna end up in spending twice as much as I did, it's still better value than buying the shards, because the shard system is such a nasty scam in this game with the drop rates and everything that is honestly a very, very low chance for you to even stand a chance at getting a Krisk if you're not extremely lucky, you know? So I just kind of wanted to share you a bit my idea on how everything went for me, how much I spent. Do let me know in the comments down below how hard it was for you. You went for Krisk, for Mashal, for Mountain King, Royal Guard, whatever you had in your bracket. What do you think you actually spent for the entire event? I am curious. Probably I would say this was the best event that Raid Shadow Legends ever made in terms of income for them. You know, I feel like I don't think they had anything better than this. We had many brackets of 100 people each that definitely increased the revenue even more, because when you have 250 people in a bracket, a lot of people will be like, well, that guy's at 50k points, I'm not even gonna try anymore. So I feel like they definitely made an insane amount of money out of it. But yeah, do let me know in the comments down below, guys. What do you think? How was your tournament? You won, you didn't. But that was all for this video. Much love, appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.